Alright, we're back. And here's your daily dose of dolphins. Alright, that's enough of the dolphins. Let's get into some fishing. So here we are. I just casted out a sand gnat assassin shrimp, just bouncing it off the bottom. I'll kick it up, let it sink down, pull it up, and there we go, we're on. And it's a trout. You can tell it's a trout. As soon as they come up to the surface, they'll keep their head up, and they usually just kind of go straight into you. This one unhooked himself for me, so that was cool. Off to another spot. Same thing again, bouncing it off the bottom. This one was close to the boat, but another trout. This day, the trout were on fire. They were absolutely loving this sand gnat assassin. Fling him out. He's too short anyway. Roll into the next one. So, wind died down to nothing. Water started looking like glass. I'm still bouncing that sand gnat assassin shrimp off the bottom. Bink, here he is again. And immediately goes up to the surface. You can tell it's another trout. This one's a little bit nicer than the last, so I'm trying to get a net out. He just doesn't want to cooperate. So this is that same fish, just a different view. Me struggling trying to get that net out and get him in. So I got him in the boat. I'll grab my fish grips, clamp down on him, but then I realized I am not alone. Let's take a look. Well, I got the trout. But I'm also surrounded by manatees right now. So I'm trying to go nice and easy here and not spook them. Because if you spook a manatee, they're really strong. They got a big giant tail, and when they get spooked and they take off, they can easily flip you out of your kayak. And for whatever reason, they like hanging around you. They like going up to the back of your boat, particularly. Just one of their weird quirks. So here we are again, bouncing that bait off the bottom, hooked up. Trout were absolutely on fire this day. Yeah. So this is definitely a good sized trout. I believe this one came out at just over 21 inches. Grabbing the old fish grips again. Locked down on the fish. It's not going anywhere. Got to untangle the net off those trout teeth. But he ended up being a good sized one. Definitely going in the bag. So regulations in Florida right now, it's 5 trout apiece. Minimum size of 15 inches, maximum of 19 inches, but you're allowed 1 overslot fish. This was my overslot. So this is the rear angle for that same fish. But you can see I just bouncing that bait off the bottom, let it sink, bounce it up, bam, there he is. Oh yeah, oh yeah. And there I am realizing he's a good one. Yeah. So, little different place, same tactic, bam, fish is on. The trout were just, man, they just wanted everything today. Definitely one of the better days of fishing we've had in a while. Getting the net ready, get him landed. Sometimes they just don't want to go. If you notice, when I can, I'll open the bail, make sure I got enough line. I'll set that rod in that rod holder over there. Kayak fishing, man, it's so easy to drop your rod in the water, and then you're gonna have to tear it down and clean it. Salt will eat and kill everything. Yep, decent little trout. Decided to let this one go. He was legal, but he was very close. If it's super close, I don't even bother with it. I'll just turn them loose. Because in this particular county, if you have an illegal fish, it's a mandatory court appearance. And that just ain't worth it to me for a trout. And here we go again. This is another one. It took him a while to come up, so I wasn't quite sure what it was going to be. Ended up being another little trout. Definitely short. This one gets released. Yep, moved a little further down. Same tactic, just bouncing that bait off the bottom, let it fall. Sometimes you can feel them bump it or go to strike it and miss. I knew something was out there on this one. Kept messing with it. Just didn't want to commit. And bam, there he is. You can see it's a trout. Got the head on top of the water, basically coming straight to you. And bam, he's gone. Now I get a lot of people that make fun of me for how fast I reel, but I reel in quick because stuff like that happens. I changed up a little bit here. I threw out a San Assassin crawdad just to see if it'll work, and boy did it work. I always figured crawdads would work, inshore for redfish. Redfish are usually on the bottom picking up shrimp, picking up crabs. Um, so I had a hunch the crawdad would be pretty good, and it definitely was. Sit back and enjoy this one. I know this is a nice sized redfish. I'm trying to clear the deck, or at least clear that side of the boat, so I don't have anything in my way, and I can have the best chances at landing this fish. Just so happened to be my mom's birthday was coming up, and that's what she wanted. She wanted to have some fish, and redfish is definitely one of her favorites. So I'm doing everything I can to make sure I get this fish in, because this is mama's birthday meal right here. So here's that same redfish from a different angle. I cut out a lot of the fight, but just wanted to show you how I'm set up. You can see the wind is coming from behind me. I've got an anchor in the water. I'm facing the point of that island, and I'm using the wind to cast further and to get my lure up against the island without me being too close to it. Just gives you a little bit of advantage, and it definitely worked out right here.
Oh, that's a good one.
Now this redfish ended up being top end of the slot. Your max slot size here in my area is 27 inches. He was 26 and 3/4. Doesn't get much closer than that. Let out some line on the rod, get it in the rod holder so it's out of the way, and I can start handling this fish. Digging around, trying to find my tools. Got my fish grips. Like I said, once you clamp down on this thing's jaw, that's it. You have control of the fish. And even if you screw up and you lose it, and it gets back in the water, those grips float. I've never had to do it, but hopefully if I ever lose one with the grip in its mouth, I can kind of chase that fish down and hopefully get him back. There he is. Nice red. Now, I knew this fish was on the higher end of the slot, so I get out the ruler. I just want to make sure that he's legal, because again, in this county, if you have an illegal fish, you got to go to court. And in my mind, there's not a fish out there worth me having to go to court. But he ended up being legal. Get the bag, and in the bag he goes. He ended up swallowing that sand knot assassin crawdad. Just inhaled it. Takes me a second to get him out of there, get him free of the lure.
Yeah.
Sand knot assassin. Craw.
And Yankee Town mud.
Yeah, there's the bait. There's the fish. And that's all I got for you on this one, folks. Stay tuned. I got another awesome trip coming soon. And I'm out of here.